Hey, what's up, everybody? This is impromptu. This is an impromptu live. I wasn't planning on going live. I dozed off earlier. Um, Woke up late. Now I'm up all night. But then I work third shift, so I'm used to being up all night anyway. But yeah, I'm just sitting up here. I'm going through. I'm watching other people's videos and stuff like that. And it's a lot of talk about the coronavirus and this and that and this and that. And see, that's what it came up to my mind. This is the reason why prison rules are in effect, why prison rules have to be in effect, and why you should make them in effect. Because I've said before, I've noted in, I can't remember which video it is, but I was speaking about the medical in prison. Medical in prison is so shitty. It's like you get an ibuprofen. That's the medical, from what I've seen. Don't quote me. Maybe prison probably saved some people's lives and all that old type of stuff. But for the most part, the medical is shitty. It's hard to find a doctor who even cares, who even gives a fuck if you hurting or if you sick. And like I mentioned before, that is how John Gotti, the mafia, died. That's how he died, due to subpar medical. He had a bad feeling in his throat. He went to medical, and you don't just go to medical. Well, you can, but it got to be extreme mercy. But for the most part, the procedure for going to medical is to put in basically a note called a cop out. This is the federal system. Put in a cop out saying you want to go to medical. Um, you'll get granted their request. They'll give you a date and a time to go. You have to look on the call out. It's a sheet that come out every day, and it tells you the different appointments you have to go to the next day and what time. So you go to medical, and it's like having a doctor's appointment. You go there, you say, "Hey, this is what's wrong," blase Skippy, and they'll assess it to their qualifications or whatever you want to call it, and then they'll give you the treatment you're looking for. Which, coming full circle back to what I'm saying, you get the ibuprofen you was looking for, and yeah, you can buy ibuprofen off the commissary, or if you got somebody who went through the medical process and got some ibuprofen. They might even have some. You don't even got to go through that process of frustrating yourself only to get an ibuprofen for your aches and pains. But long story short, what I'm getting at is in prison rules in effect, you have to self medicate. You have to stay on top of your health so that you don't have to go see that doctor. Which brings us to this big coronavirus talk. Coronavirus, just like most viruses, are spread by germs, spread by some type of dirt, ground. You know what I mean? Like when I was in prison, the big thing that was going around, and they were showing it on TV, it was similar to this. I only say similar because I was on the inside looking out. So watching the news and you watching all these people that was dying from this MRSA version of the staph infection, and they were saying it's crazy because they say, the MRSA, everybody glued to the TV, they watching. Like, man, they talking about this staph infection, people dying from it. Because in prison, you only getting information is limited. It's not like out here you can just hop online. Well, it can be like if you got a good communication with people outside, if you got access to a computer or a cell phone. I've seen a guy sitting at his bed with a laptop, like, whoa, he really pushing it. This was really kind of like 2000, early 2000s. People was getting cell phones inside, but this dude had a laptop. So, he really was going for the gusto. But anyway, long story short, your information is limited. So any information you can get, like the news, world news, and stuff like that, it's going to be a lot of people concerned because you are in closed quarters. And I remember going through that, watching the news and seeing that one of the major ways that the MRSA staph infection was spread was through closed quarters, gyms, and filth. again, people not washing their hands, and it was all that same stuff, which is how a lot of germs are transferred from person to person, human to human, even animal to human, from not washing, not cleaning, not being clean. So this MRSA is going around. Everybody's scared. You know, you had everybody walking around. You know, I had my one homeboy. He wouldn't touch no doorknobs. He pull his sleeves up. He touches doorknob like that. He carried around a stack of paper towels. That's how he turned on the faucet to wash his hands. That's how he opened doors. That's how he opened windows. He would not touch nothing because being in a state joint, he had contracted hepatitis. So he know firsthand how diseases can be passed along through filth. So he was real. And people that know me and that was locked up with us, they remember him. I'm not gonna say his name. Matter of fact, he passed. You know, rest in peace to him. But he would actually stand in the bathroom because I used to talk to him. I mean, we was like cool because we actually came in together and we had got sentenced with the same amount of time. So we was like a month apart and we had went to the same county jails. But when I would go to his unit looking for him, he would be in the bathroom washing his hands. Literally, he would stand at the sink, my right hand to God. He would stand at the sink for at least an hour washing his hands, just washing his hands over and over and over and over. I don't know, sometimes uh, certain situations we build up mental things in our head. Not to say that we fried or burnt out, but it's just certain things that we do mentally that soothes us, and we get into a habit of doing it, and we just do it. And for him, it was washing his hands. He worked out, he wore gloves and he had his paper towels and spray bottle. He spraying stuff down and stuff like that. But I remember that Mercer, so I can imagine what the people are going through now, seeing this thing about the coronavirus, and then you got a lot of people who cough and don't cover their mouth, and you just be want to go over there and just, man, put it on, just hit them in their mouth, like, man, cover your mouth, because hey, that's how the common cold is spread. Not just no coronavirus, but I remember those times, and every time I always think about that because it's almost like you defenseless. It's like you defenseless in a situation because you can't just go out and get the stuff that you want and need. You can't do what you want to do. You can't separate yourself from those who are sick. They saying they quarantining people. And okay, let's say they send people to the hole. Now say they sending the dude to the hole because he got the coronavirus. So they quarantining him in the hole. Now you in the hole, you in the cell next to him, you in the hole for getting caught stealing out the kitchen. You had a radio from the street in your locker. They sent you to the hole. You in there for fighting. But now you in there with this same dude that's in there that's coronavirus positive. In a cell, where you gonna go? You see what I'm saying? So man, that's just thinking back to that, it's more I'm more attracted to that. Not only that, the fact that I got a newborn too, and I'm the protector of him. I got to protect him from these viruses and stuff like that. But just thinking about that, being in that situation where you almost like defenseless, it's like nothing you can do but self-medicate, which comes with cleaning your body as well as your mind, but washing your hands, drinking lots of water, and that's another thing, man. The water conditions in there so bad. I remember in Sandstone FCI at one time we was getting water and it was looking like tea. It was coming out of the water fountain like tea. Then they start selling bottled water on the commissary. And it's like, okay, what do you do if you can't afford to buy water? You got to drink this water. And then they put up notes saying, oh yeah, we know the water is discolored. It was like tea color. Oh, we know that, note said, oh, the water is discolored, but it's okay to drink. Like, it's okay to drink. You know what I'm saying? Like, says who? Because y'all not drinking the water. Y'all drinking water, purified water, and drinking water and spring water from outside in the world. Y'all not coming. Y'all bring y'all water bottles to work. Y'all not coming here and drinking the water that we drinking. And it was just, man, that was just part of the whole sentence. Like not only do you be sentenced to do time, but you sentenced to just be put up with so much stuff. I mean, we not even gonna get into the the inmate on inmate stuff with the knives and the gang fights and the stabbings and the murders and stuff like that. We talking about if all that stuff didn't exist, the regular stuff that you got to go through. The subpar food. You getting food that's labeled institution only. It's like, that's when I really got on my vegetarian thing because it's like I worked in the kitchen and I'm seeing these boxes that say institution use only. Like, what is the meaning of that? Like, these are only for the prison institution. Like, why is this only for the institution? Like, it's only good enough for inmates? Like, that's crazy. That's crazy. So this coronavirus thing, with people stocking up, and they buying up everything, and it's like it just happened that we was low on toilet paper. So like any other time, it's getting down to like where it's only a few more rows in the house, and this is a two-bathroom house. So it's like, okay, we need to go get some toilet paper. So I'm talking to my coworker yesterday, and he telling me how he had to go to like 5 stores to find toilet paper. And I'm like, what? And I mean, it was a store, Hy-Vee grocery store in Minnesota. I don't know, they other places too. Stacked almost to the ceiling with toilet paper. He said he went to the store. He go home. He telling his mom, and she like, "Oh, I gotta grab some toilet paper." He like, "Oh yeah, they got some at Hy-Vee." She went to Hy-Vee. This like 20, 30 minutes later, they didn't have none. It was bought out that quick, and it's like people are stocking up on the wrong things. People stocking up on toilet paper. Don't stock up on toilet paper. You need to stock up on your cleanliness. You need to not so much worry about toilet paper, but clean your house. Open the door, open the windows, and let it air out. Wipe stuff down. You know what I mean? This is a cleaning time. This is not a stock up time. It's just like looking at the mass hysteria, and then you put yourself in a situation like we finally found some toilet paper today, and everybody in the store had toilet paper in their car. Now I know it's things called coincidences and stuff like that, but there's no way that everybody ran out of toilet paper at the same time and just had to buy it today. There's no way. So people buying into this mass hysteria and they going crazy, and some people are just going even crazier. Like, okay, well, I'm gonna have enough toilet. Okay, you're gonna have enough toilet paper, but what about food? Okay, you're gonna have enough food, but what about water? You're gonna have enough this, but what about that? You're gonna have enough that, but what about this? And it's just like, man, it's just crazy. But at the end of the day, we have to think about those who are convicted, incarcerated, and almost like defenseless in this situation. Because, when we out here going crazy, it's not like think about Hurricane Katrina. When people was drowning and people had to really go out and get food because wasn't no power. You couldn't get through the streets unless you had a boat. And then they got alligators and stuff like that. So a lot of times people be like, with the woe is me. I don't know. I'm the type I always think about worst situations to try to make myself feel better about the situation that I'm in, to know that it could be worse. Like, for instance, getting sentenced to 151 months federal prison time, but then meeting people who got 240 months, 360 months. Man, my little 151 months don't seem so bad. I remember I was in the gym and I was freshly in, and talking to this guy, and me and him had got, I can't say we was cool at that point because I'm fresh in. He don't know me, I don't know him, but we would see each other in passing and we speak and stuff like that. And we both was in the Morris Science Temple. So he like, man, what you thinking about? Because I guess he called me days and whatever, just in my thoughts of, the realization setting in. You fresh on a 151-month sentence, first time offense. Never even been to the county jail, and I'm just sitting there thinking like, man, and I'm like, man, I don't get out. to 2009. So he like, yeah, when you get out, I'll just be seeing the light at the end of the tunnel. Then he told me his time, and then my time seemed like it was a short distance, even though it was a good, I want to say, 8 or 9 years left on my sentence. My 8 or 9 years didn't seem as bad as the amount of time he was facing. So one thing in life, man, you always got to understand, no matter how bad your situation is, if you above ground and you can think about it, I mean, I know you might think about some bad situations, but I just seen a dude on Facebook today. Somebody sent it to me. He was down to his nubs. He didn't have no arms. Like from his forearms up was gone, and that's how he was born. He ain't had nothing but nubs, and he was rolling a blunt. So it really ain't no excuse. If you above ground, you got a day to make a way. You know what I'm saying? Where some people, they not even here. They can't make a way. So I don't know. I'm just kind of like ranting, but prison rules need to be in effect at all times. Self-medicate. Do what you got to do to survive. Stay respectful of others, and everything will be all right. You know, instead of going ham and going crazy and getting all this stuff, because I don't know if you notice, it seems like the food is killing you now. Even the healthy food is not so healthy. They finding out, oh, this is supposed to be healthy for you, but it's actually worse than the stuff that you're avoiding and substituting for. So self-medicate, and you gotta watch what you eat. But instead of stocking up on all this miscellaneous material stuff, stock up on vitamins, stock up on the healthy stuff. Because you go to the stores, that's stocked, locked, and loaded. Never run out of that. You ever heard about them running out of organic stuff, running out of vegan stuff? But no, people going there and buy up all the stuff that's gonna kill you while you hold up in your house. But yeah, man, prison rules in effect. You know, shouts out to the BLC, you know, which if you don't know, that's the Big Lance crew. You know, Big Lance off the yard. I like to call that my brother channel. Check him out, subscribe, watch his videos, like them, leave him a comment. Of course, subscribe to my channel, leave me a comment, and you know, just be aware. To be aware is to be alive. And I'm just ranting. I wasn't looking for a crowd. It's 2:24 a.m. Saturday morning. Yesterday was Friday 13th. Anything bad happen, let me know. But yeah, I ain't really got too much important to say, and I don't want to make this video too long with people who already not woke won't get up and be like, oh, I'm not gonna watch him talking for no hour. I just say that because sometimes that's what I do. Be like, I watch a video, but I ain't got an hour to sit here and watch you sit there and talk about this, that, and the other. But stay woke and stay blessed.